Good day, fellow Amazonians, and thanks for tuning in to your favorite analytical channel, Revolt Update. I try to bring you updates and analysis of the Amazonian revolution as it unfolds. If you like what you've been watching so far, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook. Also follow us on Twitter. Find us on Twitter, find us on Facebook, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Lately, every single media outlet around the world have been talking about the COVID-19, the coronavirus that have been ravaging communities across the globe. Amazonia has not been left out. Mobilization to prevent and contain this very dangerous virus have been ongoing, and Amazonian activists have been doing quite a fantastic job to sensitize and alert our people to this global pandemic as described by the United Nations. So far we have done a lot of sensitization and information. What I'm doing here today is not to tell Amazonians how to wash their hands, how to wipe their faces or not to touch their faces and all of that. A lot of that has been done already. What I don't want our fellow activists and leadership and the Amazonian community, the Amazonian activist community to lose sight of is to focus the whole time on the disease only and not look at the revolutionary angle to which this pandemic relates to our struggle. We are in a struggle and everything is intertwined. We cannot talk about the coronavirus in exclusivity without linking it to how it is affecting our revolution and our people, and how without the occupation of La République du Cameroon we could manage this differently. So we have to be able to show during this process how Amazonia is doing something different from La République du Cameroon. It will also be important to point out that La République du Cameroon is not serious about a global pandemic as this one. We saw how Cameroon government allowed in over 200 passengers from France who arrived at Douala Airport, and their authorities, the bad governance system that La République is using, even on its own citizens, allowed passengers who came in from France, an infected country that is on the watch list of every nation around the world, allowed them into their country without any medical checks and throw them into the communities. First, the governor came to the airport and made their usual photo ops to so they could use to get money from the international community as well, which they will in turn use that money to fight our people, to annihilate our Amazonian people in order to continuously occupy Amazonia. These are all related topics that we should be linking and talking about. After holding these passengers at the airport, making a showcase of how it was such a global effort to curb the spread of the COVID-19, thereafter the photo ops, the governor abandoned these possible COVID-19 carriers into the streets of Douala, where they were stranded and got no attention or help. They were supposed to be taken to hotels where they will be quarantined and checked for the COVID-19, but that was never done. This is how the Cameroon government continues to operate and prove its inability to handle global issues. Interacting with the international community and to fall in line with the civilized world is something that La République government is unwilling and unable to do. We must continue to prove the weaknesses of this government even in times of this crisis. A free Amazonia will be different from this kind of management system. There are already guidelines that the international community professionals have put in place, and every single country around the globe is following those guidelines and doing exactly what the global community should be doing to curb a global pandemic. Cameroon is not doing the same. Paul Biya's government continues to be a corrupt government and a barbaric government and a careless government that doesn't even care about its own citizens and continues to carry out activities. It was only at the dying minutes that we hear that there are rerun illegal elections in Amazonia were to be cancelled. Nevertheless, they still try to push in electorates and movements around the territory to make sure that their rigging system was in place. This also, at a moment where there is supposed to be a general shutdown, activities are supposed to be slowed down, La République du Cameroon is ramping up movements which in turn spread this coronavirus, given the poor health facilities that they already have, is something that no one should be laying too much emphasis on. Cameroon's inability to manage global crisis have been proven time and time again, and we must continue to show to the international community that Amazonians cannot be part of such a system where our people will not be well taken care of. And it is also the position of the Amazonian leadership and activists to prove to the international community, as we have been doing, which I want to commend a lot of our Amazonian leaders and the Amazonian activists for the good job that they have been doing, educating our people, sensitizing them on the different measures that they should take. The lockdown imposed during this period, and the educational videos that Amazonian activists have been telling our people. Now, there are other health mechanisms that the interim government of the Federal Republic of Amazonia would have loved to put in place, given a free Amazonia. But these kinds of efforts are now stifled by the Cameroon's occupation of Amazonia. We are calling on the indulgence of the international community to look into the conflict between La République du Cameroon, and so we can stop this genocide and the occupation of Amazonia and give Amazonians the chance to build a decent and democratic Amazonia for posterity and for a better global community. We need this. It is time for the world to continue to encourage civilized communities and distance themselves from any nation that is proving not to follow global regulations that will make everyone safe and peaceful. Thanks for watching Revolt Update. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook and on Twitter. My name is Silas Atefo.